And we're live. And we're live on our first stream of the new update. L'Oreal. Hello there, Nick. So what I'll be doing today, on this stream, is just playing the new French tree. I've played a bit earlier today. I have not played a single game with the French destroyers yet on the new update. Save it for the stream. But I've played some other tech trees, and I will admit I have not been having the greatest matches. So I hope the French destroyers will treat me well. Although, looking at their statistics, that might be a bit too much to hope for. But yeah, we'll start off with the Burrasque. And every time I unlock a new destroyer, I'll just look at their stats. If there are any questions about the new update, be sure to ask, because I can still answer those. But I'll leave a detailed view on what's new for naval for a video, instead of going over it in the stream. And I think without further ado, let's just go right into it. The ammo racks are French CDs. I'll have to take a look. But I do remember them being kind of vulnerable. Depth struggle 1, because we're not going to face anything that needs 4. And I think I'll wait to spawn in, see what else happens. Any familiar faces? Not immediately. We've been up-tiered quite badly though. I think the Armada's 4-7. Ammo racks don't seem too bad on the Burrasque. The rear one does seem a bit big though, especially with that secondary ammo rack being right next to the main one. I'll have to slow down. And we're fighting Frank Knoxes, okay. Something my stock HU probably won't do too well against. Very good use of a smokescreen T22. Excellent use even. And for those that can't tell, that was sarcasm. Okay, we're through the smoke. I do not want to fight the Frank Knox because I just will not damage it. Pardon me. Shell velocity is rather low for these guns, but looks at it. Okay, why am I... Why's my scroll wheel not wanting to work with me? There we go. Of course, the other unfortunate part is that my French naval crews are all very low level. So my experience is not going to be any better because of it. And I am horrendously overshooting at Franze. And that of course is undershooting it. There we go, that was better. Enemy destroyed, enemy Brusque. Ouch, there goes my gun. I just cannot get my gunnery down in this ship. And fire, bridge has been knocked out. Of course, that's been quite a serious fire, so let's... never mind. That was a quick burnout. The 12 stars, I'm not sure actually, because I just got it an accident by playing my battleships. It's now that you mention it, I do need to talk about the stars. It's get 10,000 mission score, which is a bit rough, but at the same time still quite doable, as long as you do a lot. Basically, play any rank 3 and above lineup you find fun, and just play that. It is quite disappointing splash damage coming from these rather big guns. They're 130s. And I could not one-shot the front guns with almost a direct hit. I'll get to the stars I think, after this match. I'll try and show them. They should be in the achievements tab on your profile. What is this HE? Because it is not doing well. It shouldn't be too bad. Almost 4 kilos of TNT. It's just not doing much. The range, well, the lead indicator updates quite quickly on the Brusque, that's a plus. Aigle. And the Brusque by the look of it, yep. Yeah, you definitely want to get sap as fast as possible on this ship. Ooh, a Brantford. Let's see what his HE can do to a Brantford. Little. I want to keep the guns rotated on the starboard side. Because the gun traverse on all French destroyers is really slow. So I don't really want to mess around with that. Come on, the Spurgeon, work with me. How did I sink a cyclone? Flooding? Hello, Deutschland. I probably shouldn't have expended all my torpedoes in that attack. But oh well. I can actually hold on. Request. No, that's not the one. It's request air support, isn't it? No. One of those torpedoes should hit him. With a bit of luck. I don't think I have to keep his bridge knocked out though. And nope, he's gonna dodge the torpedo by a hair. In the current French sector, I was actually about to talk about it. I didn't actually particularly want any of their ships. It's a bit of a disappointing tactic. The only interesting ones to me at the moment being the 5-3 ones. Emile Bertin and Colbert. Took long enough. Oh look, I'm the only ship still left afloat. Yeah, he's gonna run away. Don't really care about my rear guns. I have not, since again, I have not played any French ships yet. I saved them for this update. Oh, for the stream, sorry.
Cible identifiée, contre-torpilleur. Position 2-4-0. 8000 mètres. Cible identifiée, contre-torpilleur. 2-2-0.
Target up ahead.
4000 mètres.
Of course it's gonna be a Liscum.
Cible identifiée. Bateau. 1-2-0. 1000 mètres. Barre à bâbord. Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
And game over. I mean, that's half of a new destroyer at least. Definitely primary armament targeting, as I'll need the turret reverse. Improved rangefinder is always useful. And then I guess some speed upgrades would be nice. What is it going to look at? The stars? Should be an achievement. There it is. So yeah, it's good. You do have modifiers, I just noticed. They're playing the higher ranks and playing an RB. Yeah, I've just played Ifuso a bit earlier. And I think I got the star in 3 or 4-ish games. Mainly because playing battleships right now is... ooh boy, very juicy. Let's test sail the egg to the Guitarana to see what's up with that. Okay, and here switched off. It was the air glider test, right? Not the Guitarana. Because the Eagle is one of the 13-2s. Battleships have had their survivability changed drastically. They are now next to immortal when it comes to taking fire from cruisers. Okay, so I have my 13-2s. Oh, I see. Can't see like this, but you can see the tracers. One goes up, one goes down. I guess that is day 1 of an update, I guess. Broken stuff all around. The annoying thing though about the battleship changes, okay, the battleship, something changed to survivability with the placement of crew compartments being closer to the Citadel. But we don't have a list of all the ships that have got affected by this. And it's really annoying trying to relearn the positioning of crew compartments on every single battleship now. I don't know why I looked at the Paris, because you can't really see it in the hangar. What happened to the crew compartments? But oh well. More Burrasque, I think. To get to the Leopard as soon as possible. Maybe. In general, I think it's a very, very bad tech tree. Especially, they have no 5.7 or 6.0 cruisers, which are the meat and bones of the cruisers. It's a real shame. I do think that the Colbert and the Milbertin are probably going to be a decent lineup at 5.3. And of course, they don't have a coastal tree either. It does feel rushed, doesn't it? Just lackluster. It's missing stuff. And let's keep some HE in reserve. That's too much HE. Pardon me.
Préparez le navire au combat.
Not this update, that's for sure.
Pleine puissance.
We're not going to see French coastals this update.
Terminé.
Am I in a full up there again? I am. Oh boy.
Torpilleur. À l'avant. 5000 mètres. Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté.
I do not want to go over on that side of the island. I'll have to how to go in front.
Terminé. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 5000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Ooh, coastal vessel.
0-0. 5000 mètres.
It's slow on it as well.
Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position.
That dispersion was awful. But really? 4 kilos of TNT was not enough to one-shot that thing? Alrighty. We'll just have to hit him again. At some point.
Oui. Ennemi détruit.
We'll load the sap again. Ooh, that is kind of bad, isn't it? And again, they're really short, stubby little guns. Like, you should not be expecting much out of these 130s. Sadly.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 8-0. 3000 mètres. Barre à bâbord. Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Surely it can put engines, right? Surely.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Position.
If they can put engines, they're better than the HE already.
Hauteur. En arrière.
Okay, but the HE there would have knocked out his guns.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
I'm swapping
Cible touchée par les obus.
next to nothing. To HE to just knock out the guns.
À l'avant.
There we go.
Contrôle des dégâts aux équipes anti-incendie. Contrôlez les compartiments en feu.
There we go. But by the time I reload, his front guns are already reloaded, repaired. So we'll knock him out again. I should have backup, right? Or I do not have backup, okay. Being shot at by a coastal vessel, I think. Yep,
Cible identifiée.
that's a threat.
Bateau.
I can't reload HE now because I'm way too long into the reload cycle. Luckily we got that. Yeah, 130mm is the biggest caliber starter destroyer gun. But they're very short guns. Which kind of negates their
Contrôle des dégâts aux
advantage in caliber.
Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant. Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position. 0. 4000 mètres.
Also, a 130mm gun is not, in reality, not that much bigger than some of the other destroyer guns we have for starters. Like the German Leopard has 128mm.
Nous avons subi.
And they're longer guns and much better guns.
Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres.
Yes, the later destroyers have decent guns. It's just like the first tier 1, rank 1, has these guns and they're not good. Pardon me.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Next update. That's how long the closed beta testing period of Tech Trees lasts. It's an entire update. And the next update, I believe, isn't until September. Also, I must admit, having 2 full up turrets in a row with these reserve French destroyers is not helping much.
Incendie! Incendie en salle des machines! Contre-torpilleurs! Assez-mort! 2000 mètres!
No, not a big update. Just the next next update is just September. That's how it's always. No, the French 3 won't be released in June. I do not think, at least. I'm pretty sure that closed beta tests of Tech 3 has always been an entire major update cycle. So they won't be available to the public or the general public until September.
De réparation! Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés! Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation! Rétablissez l'étanchéité! Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques! Cible identifiée! Bateau! 3, 6, 0! 3000 mètres! Moteur à l'arrêt! Partie endommagée sur le point de céder!
Yeah.
Contre-torpilleurs! À l'avant! 3000 mètres!
Can I hit this G5? He'll dodge every time he sees my shells, won't he? Yeah, I think he will. Oh, those should hit. They should have hit, if only dispersion wanted to work with me.
Contre-torpilleurs! À l'avant!
That's not gonna hit either, I think. Almost.
Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques! Groupe de réparation, commencez à contrôler.
Too high. The thing is, the French ships are not terrible, they're just a very weird niche. They're not bad ships. Of course the reserves are bad, but they usually are. Or they should be. Although at the moment France is just a notch above Italy, in my opinion. But only barely. Italy still has a better tech tree.
Moteur, pleine puissance. À bord, toutes, terminé.
There we go, finally.
Contre-torpilleurs! À l'avant! 3000
Yeah.
cible identifiée! Contre-torpilleurs! 4-0! 2000 mètres! Barre au milieu!
Let's see if we can amrack these destroyers, right? That's a burlesque. Okay, just slightly in front of the rear guns. Nope, that's way behind.
Contre-torpilleurs!
That's a Panther,
3000 mètres!
which is the premium version of the burlesque, I think.
Par à bord! Tout! Moteur à l'arrêt! Cible touchée par les obus! Contre-torpilleurs! À bâbord! 3000 mètres!
Oh, this sap is kind of anemic. Oh, that's a good hit. I think I detonated a torpedo there, didn't I? Something along that line. It should be a sinking ship.
Cible identifiée!
Can I secure the kill, though? Yes.
Vaisseau ennemi couvert!
A hunt class, which would tear me to shreds as soon as it's fired upon me.
2000 mètres!
And I cannot amrack a hunt.
Partie endommagée sur le point de céder! Moteur à l'arrêt!
I think that the weird thing where, like, where the shells are going, where they're actually landing, it doesn't quite match up. Although it might just be me having some copium. As again, I've not been having the best of times today playing naval. So I'm not in the best of moods.
Cible identifiée! Contre-torpilleurs! Position 8-0! 1000 mètres! bord. Contre-torpilleur. À l'arrière. 3000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Chasseur. 6-0. 7000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 8-0. 1000 mètres. Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Oh, let's see. I'm being strafed by an aircraft, which I can't do anything about. Those didn't hurt too bad. It's the shells of this British destroyer is hurting me. And finishing me off. The annoying part about these survivability changes that Gaijin does, right? They say they changed something, but without actually telling you how they changed it. So, okay, the crew compartments have been moved closer to the Citadel. What exactly does that mean? Where are they? Exactly. I've played a Fuso earlier today, but I detonated twice, which doesn't really showcase the new survivability changes, and my Fuso is also stock, which doesn't help much. Yep, enemy torpedoes, but we should be able to... Actually, that front one might be a bit dangerous, so let's turn in. Also, guys, again, this is the reserve destroyer. It being crap is a given. Especially in terms of anti-air armament. There's a bold flight pass from the 112. Almost straight right into my shells. Oh god. Turn the guns around. I should at least get into rank 2. Maybe even rank 3 in today's stream, but I'm not sure. I want to note, right, this is not me being ammo wrecked by another ship. I've been getting ammo wrecked by fires twice now. Once last match and now this match again. And I think that is determined by crew skill. I think there's a crew skill that makes fires more or less damaging to crew skills, yeah. Don't listen to Napalm, just don't. I don't like the guy. No, it's not quite prone to fire damage. You're forgetting that this is a fresh naval crew with no crew skills in it. That's what you need to remember. All my other nations, at least I think, have half of like level 50 plus naval crews. And my French one, of course, is fresh. I'll get into the crew skills later again, but that is definitely the reason why things are performing worse than you'd expect. Because I swear there is a crew skill that actually has something to do with fire spreading to magazines. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and it is actually fire just being quite quick to spread to the magazines through the elevators. There we go. Just need a good few hits.
Pleine puissance. La retenue du navire. Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé. Cible identifiée.
Okay, Tucumcari, at least I don't have to be worried about torpedoes. I'm not too worried about his 40 mil either. Be gone. Ouch. I got an aircraft. Although I think the aircraft just yeeted himself into the ocean.
Cible touchée par les obus. Nous avons subi des dégâts. Ennemi gîte perd de la vitesse.
Brigand. Oh. The brigand clipped my superstructure, my mast, with his wing. And we can go into an aircraft, I guess, for a last spawn. And kill on the brigand. That should definitely be the Borask spaded. And game over. Actually, a good amount of kills. For what I found to be quite a mediocre match, although the 3 of those were coastal kills. And there we go. Got the camo for the Borask as well. Good stuff. Leopard will go right in the cruise slot next to it. And I think it's Chacal. Should be next. Don't know if Chacal or Chassal? Don't know. My French is not that good. Okay, and unequip torpedo mode modification, because that's just a trash modification. Chacal up next, and Leopard next to Spade. What is the difference between Borask and Leopard? Leopard seems to be a lot longer. And better AA? Much better anti-air. I'll leave the SAP for later because it doesn't seem to do that well either. Anyways. Oof. Yeah, I know they're a different class of ship, Deutschland, but I'm curious what the differences are. That's why I'm looking at it. 3 torpedoes. Centerline mounted, so less torpedoes. Stock, of course, slower. Let's see what modifications will actually do to it. So it's 51.5, 54, 58. Well, I guess it is just better anti-air. Although it's still a slower ship. I will use backups on it though, and let's look at the cruise stuff first. So that's engines. I could have sworn there was something to help prevent fires to the ammo rack as well. I know there's the modification ammo wetting will reduce damage to the ammo rack. But other than that, I'm trying to think. Observers don't really matter in realistic battles. Ship control is fine for the time being. Fire prevention. It only speaks of the engine room, but I'm curious if it actually is for the entire ship or not. Survival leadership is it reduces the penalty in doing multiple repairs at once, although it doesn't really do what it says it should do. Ah, there we go. Fire damage. The fire extinguishing crew skill actually reduces the damage fire does as well. So I assume it will also reduce the fire spread, since it'll do less damage. First of all, always expert crew. And let's go leadership to 1 up. Main caliber reload. And let's do fire extinguishing. Then breach repair, and that's all I can do. Did I miss anything in the chat? Hold on. Ah, yeah, somebody said, I mean, try out the new Japanese BB. There's nothing much new to the Ise. It is just improved Hyuga. And most of the improvements I think are through survivability, which I can't really test in a test drive, can I? It is a quite nice looking battleship though, but I'm a fan of the Japanese ships in general. But yeah, that's one I'll definitely get soon. Anyway, back to France, and let's actually jump into the next match. But first, let's get some backup vehicles. Just 2 will do. Yeah, 3 Orlikans and 3 pom-poms should be quite an upgrade. I do not think so, kind of. I don't think so, because there is not a single, like, captain crew member. Yeah, I don't actually know if that will affect the leadership skill, but it shouldn't. Yes, these for the moment the 2-pounder stuff, that's pom-poms. I don't know quite how well you can see that, but that's definitely a pom-pom. They don't come with HETF though, sadly. Yeah, I think a lot of the very painful first experience with the French Navy is firstly going to be that they're just not really that good of a nation, especially not beginner friendly. Really not beginner friendly. And having no crew skills in them is very noticeable. Like, if you think that crew skills are a major factor in ground battles, they're even more important in naval battles. That seems fine. I have backups. This is a decent map where I can hide behind this island. It seems like I got a pretty decent spawn. Oh, thank God for an empty. I spoke too soon. I was about to praise the Lord for an empty match. But it's filling up. A slow top speed. 50 kph. Especially for how big the engines are. No enemy destroyers yet. That's always good to see. Or well, not see.
Destroy the target. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 5000 mètres.
Yep, there it is.
Ennemi détecté.
Enemy Courage, okay.
Contre-torpilleur. Position 2-2-0.
Where are the wingmans? Oh yeah, there they are. Are those the pom-poms? No, those are not the pom-poms. Where? Ah, those wing-mounted pom-poms. Yeah, they should be able to engage air targets on both sides.
À bâbord. 4000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 4000 mètres. Paratrigore. L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Ah, 2 Courages.
Frappe directe. Navire ennemi en feu. Destroy the target. Cible touchée par les obus.
Where's my torpedo? Okay, torpedo weight is 308. Which is serviceable, but a bit light to try and one-shot something.
Bateau. À l'avant. 3000 mètres. Somebody attack him. Cible identifiée. Bateau. 2-8-0. 3000 mètres. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Where are the hostile PT boats?
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
I want to shoot some. There we go. Of course it is if they don't die before I can get the shot off.
Pas au milieu du navire. Terminé. Bateau. À bâbord. 3000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position 2-8-0. 2000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Bateau.
Oh, gosh darn it. Why did they die the second I shoot them?
Identifié. Bateau.
Those should hit.
Cible identifiée.
I'm fine with an assist.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
That's a player, and that's a dangerous vessel against destroyers. Oh, that's so good.
Cible identifiée.
Decent.
Bateau.
Not quite good enough. And he's turned away.
En haut du navire. Frappe directe. Cible presque touchée. Frappe directe. Bateau. À bâbord. Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position 2-6-0. 2000 mètres. Cible détruite. Cible identifiée. Bateau. Ennemi touché. Enemy forces have captured a zone. Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position 2-8.
Nope, he just got blapped the second I fired.
Somebody attack him. Bateau. À l'avant. 3000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Bateau.
That is not nearly enough lead, but it doesn't matter.
Attaque the enemy. Cible identifiée. Bateau. 2-8-0. 3000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position 2-8-0. 3000 mètres. Cible presque touchée. Cible touchée par les obus. Shoot down.
That should be a kill. Yep. Let's silence the AA, but I don't really need them against these boats. And I guess it's time to move to Bravo. I'm still shocked that we don't have any 5.7 or 6.0 cruisers. Like the Algerie, or the anti-air version of the Colbert. The post-war anti-air cruiser. There is a Vega about, is there? Yeah. This is really weird. Like, for the French tree we got this update, you might as well not even bother trying to get early access to it. Okay. She's not wanting to work with me again. Let's put my guns on all targets again. Oh, don't worry, Fenrir. Not like you've missed too much. I am not doing any damage to the internals. There we go, that's a good hit. And then the next one did nothing again. Vega has been taken out, that's good. Enjoying is a strong word, yeah. I mean, this time I actually had decent matchmaking at least, so I'm not that bothered by it. Well, there go all of my rare guns. And I don't have parts yet, so... Assist is fine. I don't have anybody that's currently going to squad up with me. But do note that I'm going to be doing the entire French tree tonight. I'll be going up in BR quite often. Well, I won't be grinding out the entire tree in one sitting. Just saying that I'm going to be playing nothing but France tonight. What on earth is our Panfer doing? For some reason, I'm getting the sneaking suspicion they changed something about shells.
Contre-torpilleur.
Although now that I think of it, the other shells didn't feel any different.
Tribord, tout. À tribord, tout. Terminé.
Attack the enemy.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé.
I assume Panther has gone to A. Yes, he has.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 1-8-0. 2000 mètres. Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé. Bateau. À l'arrière. 3000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
2-8-0. 2000 mètres.
Cible identifiée.
What shells? What ship am I in? In the Leopard. Or the Leopard, I think, for France. It is the second ship you should get, really. The second 3-7.
Somebody attack him.
In short, it's longer and slower than the reserve, but has much better anti-air suite. And fewer torpedoes.
Préparez les tubes lance-torpilles.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 2000 mètres. Torpille.
I'll save the last for just in case.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
And he ran aground, so it doesn't matter. Hello there. But yeah, I am getting the Chacal next. Ah, that's you guys, okay.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
I will say seeing people from St. Pom on my team always fills me with confidence. At least they know what they're doing.
Ennemi touché.
Launching an attack.
I just tested it earlier. The Twin 13.2 is fire offset. They don't quite work. Oh, there go all of my armaments. Yeah. And there goes my main magazine. Bombing a Vega probably won't end too well because the Vega has pretty good anti-air defenses. Not that it matters because the game's already over. A decent run. Although most of those kills were just coastal AIs. But that was enough to get the Chacal apparently. I'll see about info. Hold on. Which one of you guys is this? Primary armament, improved rangefinder, more speed upgrades, ammo wetting, ventilation, shrapnel protection, new pumps. What else do I need? Probably these two. Ah, it's you, Philip, okay. Sure thing, if you give me your in-game name again. Because there were two Saint Pom guys in the last match. Which one of these do I want? None of them really. Guess I'll go for the HE. And then AP next. Ah, you're that guy, hold on. Can I do it through the replay system? I assume you were this guy with the anonymizer. 1 second. There we go. I am not the squad leader though. So if I can be possibly made squad leader, Philip, that'll be fine. Also, I am going to put the Shakal in my lineup. And should I get Fatur or Milan first? Both seem pretty similar. Milan is faster, so I'll get that one last. And Fatur is cheaper anyway, so that's what I wanted to do. Yep. I guess I'll re-invite him. So invite you. And Philip. Was lava alright? There we go. So I hope both of you are fine with 4-0. Looks like it. And did anybody else want to join? Deutschland, did you want to join? Or shall I just go with the 3-man squad? Meantime, let's look at what's new about Chikal. Okay, you're good. Ooh. Not all squad members are ready. Okay. No anti-air on Chakal. So with the higher battle rating, so that's 58-ish. $61. 65 kph. Also, let's first off do this. Damn, just too late. Well, time to experience what a true stock crew feels like then. Coral Islands might not be too bad, and I also forgot to put a backup on Shakal. Oh well, no backup it is. And I'm going to go towards the A side, although... I think C side is probably better, isn't it? Just more cover to work around. Oh, I do have 5 guns in the Shakal, I forgot. So this should be quite a bit better. Aha! It seems he didn't need a squad after all. Actually, now that I think of it, it would actually not be a bad idea to just Q-snipe me from the same squadron. Because you can't oppose me. And we'll get into matches way quicker. If we were to try to do a 4-man squad. God, those turrets are so glacially slow. And that ammo is poking above the waterline, isn't it? Pretty filled out match. Orla's over there somewhere, behind the mountain.
Contre-torpilleur, à tribord, 11 000 mètres.
Should be trying to go... Yeah, I'll make a left turn at some point, but where? They just want to go around. And I go all the way over in the distance.
Cible identifiée.
And these 130s do not perform at range, so I'm not even going to try.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Target in head.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
And it's British. Oh boy.
2, 4, 0. 2000 mètres. Commencing attack.
Bâbord. Tout.
There go the front guns.
Barre au milieu du navire.
The rear gun exploded by the looks of it.
Ennemi touché.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Ah, cible touchée par les obus. L'ennemi gîte et perd.
I think in this situation Sap would have done quite nicely against a broadside destroyer like that.
À tribord. 4000 mètres.
But oh well.
Touché par les obus.
They're not the greatest. Again, mainly because the guns are very short. They're quite big in caliber, but they're short guns.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Yeah. They do perform quite well in short range though.
L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
The British destroyer should be going down.
Barre à tribord.
There we go.
À tribord, toutes. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 8, 0.
And Dutchman is already on the move to recapture Charlie.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position.
There we have the Orla.
7000 mètres.
Let's see if we can
Contre-torpilleur.
do some hurt to it.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
2, 8, 0. 4000 mètres. Ennemi touché.
It's doing decent-ish damage.
À l'avant. 4000 mètres.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé.
They've got somebody flanking around already. Oh boy.
Moteur. Pleine puissance.
Fracturé. Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Enemy Clemson.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
And that is a nice torpedo kill.
0. 4000 mètres.
As is any torpedo kill, really.
Bateau. À tribord. 4000 mètres.
Turn on the left there.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé. Au fond dangereux devant.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 4000 mètres.
But Clemson seems to have beached himself. He's in full reverse.
Cible touchée par les obus.
At least the HE seems to be doing quite well against Clemson still. Yep. Another Clemson.
Contre-torpilleur.
Position. 1000 mètres. L'ennemi
cycle et perd de la vitesse.
That's sinking Clemson.
À tribord. 5000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre 3, 0, 0. 3000 mètres. Moteur en arrière. Tout. Moteur à l'arrêt.
And we've got an enemy's best pussy chutney in our spawn by the looks of it.
Contre-torpilleur. 500 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
Oh, there's the Brit.
4000 mètres. Cible identifiée.
Peter's on the way from our squadron mate. And they look pretty good. Ooh, narrowly missed.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
And it seems I've shot through my ready rack as well. My reload is now at 13 seconds. Yep. Or it was on the front guns there.
Ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Yep.
Cible touchée par les obus.
I should probably get a move on.
7000 mètres.
But I don't think there's any torpedoes heading my way.
Cible identifiée. Bateau. Position 3, 0, 0. 4000 mètres.
À bâbord, toute. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Chasseur. 2, 8, 0. 6000 mètres.
There's a torpedo.
Milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
It's an AI, and that should be a hit. And a hit it was. Yeah.
Cible identifiée.
The 138.6mm gun is a much better gun than this 130mm. Sure, the turret reverse is still bad, with a much better reload and much better shells. So let's move in to capture Charlie
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord.
and rotate these painfully slow turrets around. Oh, hello.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
That's a bot, so it's not really that big of a problem.
1000 mètres. Barre à bâbord.
We can still launch some torpedoes at it.
Préparez les tubes blanches torpilles.
Torpille prête. Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 5000 mètres.
Tribord. Tout.
À tribord, toute. Terminé.
Moteur. En arrière. Tout. Cible identifiée.
The biggest they have is the German gun. At the moment, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh, that's right near the magazine, isn't it? Yeah. God damn it.
Abandonnez le navire. Abandonnez le navire.
I should probably go Leopard. I'll spade the Leopard as well if I just played once more. Hold on. Let's not forget about the sap, which isn't really that good on this gun, but oh well.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 4000 mètres.
Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Position 2, 2, 0. 4000 mètres.
Okay, this thing with all its speed modifications is actually pretty alright. 58. 58 is good enough. The stock top speed of 50 is quite painful though. I'm gonna go down this channel. I know there's an enemy around this island, but I don't really want to charge head first into it. But it seems our guy from St. Pom will.
Cible identifiée. Croiseur léger.
Light cruiser.
0. 7000 mètres.
Ah, the Abdeel.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Star Pom. Okay.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant.
Not my problem. ST is also abbreviation for Saint. Ah,
Contre-torpilleur.
that's an Alwyn.
0.
Contrôle des dégâts aux équipes. On tient
I do not want to use SAP. I want to use HE to knock out its guns, but it's already too late. I have already lost this fight.
à contrôler les dégâts.
Although it seems that the Alwyn isn't the best shot. There we go. And there go my guns again. I don't... Well, very little bit is what I speak of French. Very little bit. Which is a bit of a shame after having 8 years of it mandatory. But oh well. I know enough French to understand most of it, but I don't speak it. There we go.
Cible touchée par les obus.
I see those torpedoes being launched, Mr. Alwyn. I won't fall for that.
Torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres. Attirez. Perforation sous la ligne de flottaison.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé. Contre-torpilleur. À bord. 3000 mètres. Cible touchée par les obus. Attirez. Navire ennemi en feu.
Did I just hear the French crew say woohoo?
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord.
Fires out, now I can repair the guns again. I will say their guns repair really quickly. So that's a very good thing. I should have probably been using the SAP to just knock out the engines. But I just want to suppress this guy's firepower, really. Okay, that's just... Oh, I'm sinking rapidly.
Opération. Pomper l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant.
Be gone.
Stabilité critique. Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Rétablissez l'étanchéité.
Vaisseau ennemi coulé, bravo.
Cible identifiée. Bombardier torpilleur.
1, 8, 0. 6000 mètres.
Moteur. En arrière. Tout.
Bombardier torpilleur. À tribord. 500 mètres.
Oh, there's more.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 3.
Our friend in a French destroyer.
Préparez l'équipement de torpille.
Nous avons subi des dégâts. Bombardier.
Let's see if I can get him to move. There we go.
Torpille prête.
Load the HE again.
Moteur. Un tiers. De réparation. Commissaire. Contrôlez les dégâts.
Attirez. Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques.
And it seems he's been distracted by our squad mate in the Panther. Which gives me a good chance to deal some damage. Please, anti-aircraft guns, kill him. Ouch. I actually need to stop the flooding, although it's a frontal flooding that might not kill me. So let's do the fires first. Yep, frontal flooding will not finish me off by the looks of it. The fire, however, might. Now we can do buoyancy. Lost a lot of ammunition, of course. Quite speedy in reverse for a crippled ship. And there we go, kill. I can now repair. And I should be able to regain my ammunition if I go to the gap. Although it seems I've got my ammunition back already. Do I? Yeah, it looks like I still have ammo.
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 3000 mètres. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 1-4-0. 7000 mètres.
Another enemy destroyer, a Burask.
2-8-0. 3000 mètres.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 3000 mètres.
Undershot me quite badly. But let's keep... Ooh, he's already pretty low health. Just a good salvo or two will finish the job. Let's try a sap salvo as well. Nope, never mind, there he already goes.
À l'arrêt. Oui, ennemi détruit. Chasseur. À l'avant. 7000 mètres.
And I'm getting back 10 shells at a time. Although 10 HE shells first, that's interesting. Oop, there goes 10 sap shells.
Dégâts critiques. Partie endommagée sur le point de CD.
Yeah, I know they come back in batches, but I didn't know they did actually, like, reload, how do I say this, proportionally to what you fired? Because it's swapping between reloading sapper and reloading HE, which I don't think it used to do.
Cessez le feu. Placez des armes et l'équipement en position de stockage.
That's one of the very good changes they did this update, is the reloading in batches on capture points. And I think that's close to the next one again, isn't it? Re-upgrade. That is leopard spaded quite easily. Let's get the sap, and let's get rudder replacement, primary targeting, improved rangefinder, and propeller replacement. I'm not too worried about speed on Chakal, so let's go with survivability upgrades. And now we can do engine maintenance and dry docking next. I should have probably gone with HTF actually on the 75s. But oh well. So one more solid game for the Vautour. And when I have Vautour in a crew slot, I'll bring the Agile along as well. Seems like you are all ready again, so let's go right into the next battle. And again, let's do that first. Japanese port. a really good brawling map if you have a good brawling destroyer. Sadly, the French Tier 1 destroyers aren't really brawling destroyers. Although, weirdly enough, they are brawling destroyers, they're just not very good brawling destroyers. Oh, I need to actually select that northern spawn point,
Branle-bas de combat, tout le monde à son
or else I will cry.
hauteur, pleine puissance. Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord, terminé.
And Dutchland is back in again.
Pilleur. À l'avant. 11 000 mètres.
So this time,
Branle-bas de
I am going to fight around this side of the island, but I'm just going to stay right here.
À tribord, toute. Terminé.
barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Attention to the designated grid square. Reloading.
Yeah, I saw that the Tier 2 destroyers are just basically different Aglis,
Attack the B point.
or different variants of the same class.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Yes.
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 4000 mètres.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 6, 0.
There's our first target.
Thank you.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 6, 0. 4000 mètres.
Sorry.
Ennemi touché.
And I'm being cross-mapped by something. Goddamn Moffat already. Oh, full ahead flanked then, I guess. And we'll brawl with a non-brawling destroyer. Because I am not outgunning a Moffat at this range.
Maintenant. De réparation. Commencez à contrôler les dégâts. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Barre à tribord, toute.
And he died the second time I landed.
Barre à tribord. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Yeah, the sap is a little bit anemic for these guns. But they'll still get the job done, especially against some of the more vulnerable targets. That boy is sinking.
Contre-torpilleur.
Enemy Moffat. Those shells are way too far behind him.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Nous avons subi des dégâts. Cible presque touchée. Frappe directe. Navire ennemi en feu.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Let's see if we can manage to get him to Alpha.
Cible touchée par les obus.
Yeah, no, these shells are actually seeming to do quite alright. Just don't really have a big filler, so they don't do a lot of splash damage.
À bâbord, toute. Terminé.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 2, 0. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 2, 0.
Cool, there's an enemy SKR-7 around.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 80
Ouch. There goes some of my guns. Well, one of them. SKR is behind a smoke screen somewhere, so I can't see him. I'm damaging that smell quite badly. So let's just keep on the fire. Keep up the fire. I think that one's actually targeted the Moffat there. Hold on. There goes that center gun again.
Ennemi touché. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Cible touchée par les obus. Ouais, touché. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Oh, hello there, Turiel. You joined us at the right time to see me get a full up tier and a 4.0 destroyer. And there's an enemy coastal vessel, and I do not have small arms. I do have torpedoes, however. And there goes my bridge, in the middle of a hard turn, of course.
Contrôle des dégâts aux équipes anti-incendie.
Because when else would you lose your bridge?
Préparez les tubes lance-torpilles. Cible identifiée. Bateau.
3-0-0.
Oh, he's behind me. He's been sunk, thank God. Artillery strike. Lots of pain. No torpedo trails, though, luckily. But my bridge got taken out again. Come on.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 2-0-0.
Contrôle des dégâts aux équipes anti-incendie. Contrôlez les compartiments en feu.
I am not going to repair my guns because I'm not going to be keeping them for too long under this fire.
Moteur. Pleine puissance.
So let's just try and get into cover as soon as possible.
Des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Vélos et compartiments inondés. Maintenant. Bâbord.
And now I need to repair them because it will take centuries to rotate them.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Rétablissez l'étanchéité. Groupe de réparation. Commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé. Bateau. À tribord.
This is AI Frank Knox that's shooting me. Just bot Frank Knox, I shouldn't say AI. Because there's nothing intelligent about them.
Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques. Barre à tribord. Terminé.
Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes.
Oop. But of course still pushed me right into the arc of fire where I didn't want to be. Also well nervous that, that's the Abdeel.
Dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Groupe de réparation. Commencez à contrôler les dégâts. Cible identifiée.
A K2? I don't think I can physically pen a K2 of this thing's sapshell. Oh, I hope that P8 got shot. No, no.
Cible touchée par les obus.
Because we have a cluster of ships just sitting here. Yeah. Of course, I was one of its victims.
Descendez les canaux de sauvetage. Abandonnez le navire.
Take him down.
Yeah. actually quite surprised to see you stream, Tyrael. Although you did say you streamed after a long day, which will definitely not help. What to attack? The K2 is not really that big of a threat. It's actually quite difficult to approach anti-air-wise. The Abdeel seems to have been sunk. That thing's a burning wreck as well. Frank Knox just got torpedoed. There's not much left other than the Abdeel and those two Moffats. This thing sadly doesn't have a bomb sight, so I'll have to just look and see if I can hit it.
Attack the A point. Take him down.
Is the K2 really that big of a threat you need me to kill it? I can try, I guess. The thing is, that's a lot of anti-air. Oh, something just blew up on the K2. I'll leave it to you. In the meantime, I see two cheeky little Moffats that don't want to move from their spawn. Actually, is that other one a Moffat? Doesn't look like it. This thing is kind of sluggish for my liking, but it'll do the job, I hope. Come on. Roll right. I want you to roll right. Okay, that's bombs away, and those should hit. And there we go, at least got a Moffat.
Excellent. Awesome. A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord.
Yeah, there's a Moffat and a... what seemed to be a Clemson sitting right next to each other just in spawn. In the meantime, we've just pretty much won this match. I haven't really noticed anything detonation-wise yet. Other than these French boats being kind of prone to them. Then again, I haven't really played much today. I've played Russian cruisers, Russian destroyers, and Japanese battleships, and that's all I've played before doing this stream. And man, do I not like playing Russian ships. Although I really need to get my hands on the Bravi.
Engaging the enemy.
Game will be over before that Sterling reaches any of us.
6 mètres.
An alright match. Not much done, but oh well. I do like the loading screens are always really nice pieces of just art, I guess. Yeah, that's not really that well. Not a really good match. And I think that will be my Chacal Spaded too. But sadly, that won't actually give me the voiture, will it? That's annoying. I think, if you guys don't mind, I'm already going to jump up to 4-3 with the Aigle. Since those are all spaded, I don't really need to play them anymore. I will jump up to 4-3. Let me just check the guns. They're all the same guns, but of course the Le Malin and Marceau is of course a different thing. But Le Malin has even bigger, well, longer guns than the Aigle class. Should be interesting. Okay, we're all ready, so off we go. The thing is, I probably should get Marceau first after unlocking it. After unlocking rank 3. Seeing as this is cheaper and also lower battle rating than Le Malin. I can already tell that the cruisers are going to be a pain to get, especially these first two. I mean, I'm only going through rank 1 at the moment and it's standard. Although it does... Having an actual tech tree to grind during the bot problem really gives me a new perspective on how terrible it is to fight against the bots. And I'm not even fighting that many bots since there's a lot of people, new people playing the French Navy. It's still so annoying. Like the second I get into 4.0, or even... Did I get too many... Actually, no, I did get 2 up tiers in Burrasque. But I didn't face that many zombies, because the only bots you can then face are the Frank Noxes. With Chacal in the lineup, we got 1 down tier and 1 up tier, and the 1 up tier was with a Moffat bot, I think. So that's kind of painful. The grind's been alright. Rank 1's already been completed in 2 matches per destroyer. Long queue time. Very long queue time. But this really is such a bare bones tech tree, man. And it's not like there's not any more friendships to add. Like when I saw Marceau, the first thing you think of is the Mogador class destroyer. But sadly it's not that Marceau. Or at least that's the first thing I thought of, maybe because of all the warships, but oh well. And there's no... Like there's 2... There's a training cruiser. Then the Grid Trouin factory version. Then a heavy cruiser and a light cruiser, and that's it. Where are all the cool cruisers, Gaijin? It's not like France didn't have any. Let's see. Oh, literally, let's go to see. Oh, soonish. Soonish is not. It's not going to be earlier than the next update.
Moteur, pleine puissance. Barre à tribord.
And here we go, Moffats again. Oh, my spawn position is just awful.
9000 mètres.
Branle-bas de combat.
So it's going to come to a halt.
Barre
Got some of these ships past me.
Bord, tout terminé.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Because I want my guns actually to face the other way.
Tribord, tout.
À tribord, tout terminé.
Thanks.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 7000 mètres.
A little bump. I think I go forward now.
Moteur, pleine puissance.
A lot of these Cold War ships look quite good. I don't think the car marks would be all that fun to play though. It seems this time we didn't get Deutschland with us. What on earth is that Moffat doing? And how... Well, I know how the gun dispersion is being that bad on that Moffat, but why? Just... Why do I even question Moffats anymore? I should stop doing that.
Forces have captured a zone.
Barre à tribord. Terminé.
There's a coastal vessel of some sort on Charlie. Lots of squads on the enemy team.
Captured a zone.
Moteur, à l'arrêt.
Alrighty. I'll just keep Overwatch on Charlie. With my massive ammo racks.
Destroy the target.
Moteur, à l'arrêt. Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 4000 mètres.
A Douglas lost to a Type 5. Poor Douglas.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Well, time to push Charlie, I guess.
Attack the enemy.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
1, 4, 0. 4000 mètres.
Destroy the target.
Alwyn going for Bravo. Interesting.
À l'avant. 3000 mètres.
And there's an enemy French boat, a Vautour.
1, 2, 0. 3000 mètres. À bâbord. Tout terminé.
Probably shouldn't be showing this much broadside, but it will.
Cible identifiée.
Position. 1, 2, 0. 3000 mètres.
Loading the HE to try and knock out his turrets. Ah, these guns are so much better.
À tribord. Tout terminé.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu. Terminé.
Thank you very much. Destroy the target.
And he's dead.
Bien joué. Frappe direct.
So if you can push past the painful rank 1 of the French naval tree, you should have some fine destroyers. Difficult to use destroyers, but the gun should be treating you a lot better.
Contre-torpilleur.
Also, I see my gunners are off.
3000 mètres.
Need cover.
Yep, I see him.
To the map.
I see the Latucci.
Identifié.
The forest is stopping my shots. That should be most of its guns dealt with.
L'ennemi gifle et perd de la vitesse. Ennemi touché.
Frank knocks up ahead,
Paratribord.
so I do need to be careful of that.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
1, 2, 0.
Ah, there's more destroyers.
Terminé.
Moteur. Un tir. Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 0, 0. Frappe direct.
Patrouilleur.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Yeah, these guns are so much better than the 130s.
Anti-incendie. Contrôlez les compartiments en feu.
Ah, it's an SKR, of course it's an SKR.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Cible identifiée. Patrouilleur.
Cible détruite. 10 000 mètres.
An SKR, no rockets. Interesting.
Appareil hors de contrôle.
Groupe de réparation.
And please bomb the ever-loving hell out of him. A rocket strike is good enough as well. There we go, perfect.
Contre-torpilleur.
How's that guy?
500 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position. 500 mètres.
Moteur.
Okay, I think I managed to sink that Clemson before he'd launched torpedoes. But that was some much welcome cast support there on that SKR. Very welcome. Enemy aircraft up, by the way. P-25, and he seems to be going for me. God damn it. Yeah, bombs away, and I'm in a really awkward spot. I did get him, but I think his 1,000 pounder is going to get me. Yep. I do have backup on my Aglet though. Aglet is a fine destroyer. I said this before, but I do think the Aglet is a decent destroyer. It is just a bit difficult to use.
Returning to the base.
Paratribord. Paratribord. Terminé.
That Moffat is still being useless.
The enemy is controlling most of the zones.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
But yeah, I think if you can just push yourself past the painful rank 1 of France, you're on to fine destroyers. Not the best, but fine.
Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté.
At some point I hope to do as well. But it's not that simple, sadly.
Contre-torpilleur.
Although if it was up to me, I would just literally... I just ban people left, right and center. I want to fight over Bravo, but it's not a good idea to bring a French destroyer in close quarters.
Contre-torpilleur.
Especially close quarters, that's a lot of islands. I can tell you this much: the Primagüe and the Jeanne d'Arc are not going to be good cruisers. The only two ships I actually care about are the 5-3 cruisers, because they look kind of cool. They look pretty interesting. But like all the stuff in between starting the 3 and getting to 5-3 is going to be painful. But Frank Knox is still somewhere over there.
Barre à bâbord, terminé.
Moteur, 2 tiers.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres.
And you can't really easily one-shot a Frank Knox. Okay, there's more than just a Frank Knox over there. And I should be shooting the Alvin.
Contrôle des dégâts à vos portes.
Fire is more important to extinguish. Although the reduced firepower is going to be painful. And I'm already almost dead. Mainly due to the Frank Knox as well. Yep, Frank Knox is shooting me. For some reason, the smoke funnels on the Farragut class have been turning red. And I do not know why.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau. Inondé. Maintenant. Groupe de réparation. Commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
C'est pas les obus. Contre-torpilleur.
Damn it. And I'm going down with the ship.
Contrôlez les compartiments en feu.
Poste de réparation, nous avons subi des dégâts critiques.
Descendez les canaux de sauvetage. Abandonnez le navire maintenant. Abandonnez le navire. Abandonnez le navire.
But an assist is an assist, I guess. Don't really want to play these factory destroyers with that 130 mil gun is really not that good. What are my armaments? 2 500s, 2 200s, and a 100. Okay. 2 500s might be fun for the Frank Knox. Oh, that looks like a Kako going down there as well. Actually, there are cruisers around, aren't there? I sworn I saw something like Aichi and Isuzu. Which that looks like the Isuzu, but the Isuzu is an anti-air cruiser, so let's not approach it. There's something big over there as well. Yeah, that's a Kako. So let's use the 2 500 on the Kako. Luckily, the Kako also has very poor anti-air. And for some reason, the 120s of the Kako are not opening fire. Something like this. Okay. Boom goes the Kako. And off goes my wing.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 6000 mètres.
Hold on.
Ras-le-bas de combat.
Fine.
Ennemi détecté.
We're fine.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
1-8-0.
Yeah, we'll have to defend the B point.
Par au milieu du navire.
Pas au milieu du navire. Terminé. Chasseur. Intrigue.
Par à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
That Iron Army is on death's door. I just need some good hits.
Cible presque touchée. Ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
It should be the Iron Army done for by the K2. Yep, it's done for. There is a destroyer on Bravo and apparently 2 boats on sea. I think Laval can deal with it.
Destroy the target.
Yep, there we go.
Bombardier torpille.
Can I lock on to the guy? Yep, there he is, I think. No,
Cible identifié.
that's another guy.
Torpilleur.
There, I had him. I had him for a second.
6000 mètres.
Cible identifié. Bateau.
In French planes, I think it's 3-3.
3000 mètres.
But sadly, it's not the Helldiver I have at 3-3. It's one of the fighters, I think. Or one of the bombers.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant.
But they're all also stock. The highest BR plane I have in France is stock. That much I know.
Well done.
Par à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Take him down.
The enemy Frank Knox has just literally been sitting in his own spawn. Shooting at anything going around the island. Gonna put gunners on all targets because I'm not entirely sure if we're going to fight coastal vessels here or not. But I think we'll be fine. And with what I managed to do in the Agla, I should have the next destroyer quite easily.
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 2000 mètres.
Destroyer on my starboard side, 2000 meters. Where?
Destroy the target. The Allied forces have captured a zone.
The thing is, when I now see Leopard, I don't know if it's the French Leopard or the German Leopard.
Into the designated grid zone.
Which is a bit of an interesting conundrum.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres.
Cible identifié.
Okay.
Contre-torpilleur.
1-0-0.
Akazuki.
Him down.
And the enemy is going to capture Charlie.
Par à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Let's try not block
Moteur.
our buddy in the Vautour here.
À bâbord. Terminé.
There we go.
Bombardier torpilleur. À l'arrière. 4000 mètres.
I think I should have the Vautour after. Is it the Vautour? What am I researching again? It should be the Vautour, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I should have the Vautour after this battle. I'm pretty confident in it. Malin is another rank higher, so I'm definitely not gonna have Malin after this battle.
Cible touchée par les obus.
There goes the ready rack.
Tout le monde,
Let's hope the torpedoes do something.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
L'ennemi gicle et perd de la vitesse.
My torpedoes are gonna miss. I can already tell. Actually, did I ever unequip the torpedo mode modification on this on the Leopard? I should have.
Cible touchée par
But I don't remember if I actually did or not. Because those torpedoes looked painfully slow.
Groupe de réparation, commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
Come on, shells actually hit the turret. There we go.
feu détecté sur le navire.
Échec de la mission.
And game over. And there we have it. Vautour unlocked. The thing is, to me, both the old and new aiming system are the exact same thing. Mechanically like, the mechanics underlying both aiming systems are the exact same. The only difference is that the old aiming system gave you a more accurate feedback of what you were actually changing, whilst the new aiming system gives you different feedback that helps you aim, but doesn't accurately portray what you're doing when you're adjusting your aim. I should not hit my microphone. But yeah, Vautour acquired. And let me check my modifications. There, yep. That was good. And I need to unequip it on check color as well. Agla has it equipped. Bad. And there we go. And it seems I'll be going solo from now on. But that's fine. Sure thing. Thanks for being in the squad as well. It always helps having some competent naval players in a squad. Eases the grind a bit. And it's Japanese port again. And I forgot to put the expert crew on it. I will say your bombing of that SKR was a lifesaver. You don't even know. Well, I assume you do actually know because it's an SKR.
Branle-bas de combat, tout le monde à son poste. Moteur, pleine puissance.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 6000 mètres.
Branle-bas de combat, ennemi détecté. Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Any... Oh, we have sample text with us. Any other familiar faces? Not that I can tell.
Barre à tribord.
And I'm already being bombarded from all the way over there. By small arms fire.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé. Torpilleur. À bâbord.
Get the heck out of my... Come on. Can I hit one of these guys?
Moteur, côtière. Cible identifiée.
That's certainly ballsy trying to 37mm destroyer.
Moteur, à l'arrêt.
I genuinely, I just have a premium account and I play naval. That's it. I don't really play premium vessels all that much. Oop, I didn't want to press that button. I just play naval, and I slowly but surely got all silver lions. Especially if you play cruisers. Cruisers are really good SL earners. That is if you can do well in them. Oh.
Poste de réparation, gîte critique à tribord. Cible touchée par les obus.
Tribord, tout.
À tribord, tout. Terminé.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 2, 6, 0.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Frappe directe.
Let me put it this way. If I'm playing cruisers, I'll earn anywhere between 50,000 and 100,000 silver lions in a match. So getting to 1,000,000 silver lions really does not take that long.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
That is one lucky S701. There we go.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
I don't know how the first salvo missed.
Pleine puissance. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
What is actually the explosive filler on the... Oh, it's less than 130. And the pen is less, I assume? Yep, just 1 millimeter less. And there goes my magazine. From a Moffat across the map. Ah, lovely. And I highly doubt that Moffat is a legit Moffat.
Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 2, 2, 0. Division.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
Also, I will say, I always buy the battle pass whenever it comes out, because even if I don't really care about the vehicles, I like collecting the naval ones, and from the battle pass you can earn a lot of silver lions. A shocking amount. Okay, what is up with these coastal vessels and shooting at destroyers with their puny little guns?
Dégâts aux équipes qu'on tient incendie.
Hello, Dorothy.
Bâtiment en feu. Moteur en arrière.
That Moffat is cross-mapping me again. There we go.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 2, 6, 0. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
That reminds me, and I'm surprised nobody has brought it up today yet. The roadmap for the economy changes. It looks quite good, doesn't it? Although, there was one thing that stood out to me in the roadmap that didn't get any explanation, and I'm really curious to find out what it is. And that was revisioning the research progression of naval, or something along those lines. And all it said, we're going to revision it, and that's it. That's all they said about it. And I don't get a good feeling about it. They are not going to separate the naval even further. It'd be madness. But the roadmap looks pretty promising. Also, the part about if you have a premium account, it'll be physically impossible to lose money is kind of... Like, I'm not gonna complain about it because I have a premium account. That's one... yeah, that's just surprising. I don't really know how to feel about it, though.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant. Groupe de réparation, commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
But at least until the next major update, we do have a few more things that'll add some vehicles for us. Because I think this current battle pass only lasts until the middle of next month, doesn't it? Or the end of July? And then we'll have the Operation Summer at the end of summer as well, somewhere in September, end of August. So that's something to look forward to, I guess.
Identifié. Contre-templiers. 2, 6, 0. Barre tribord. Barre tribord. Terminé. Contre-templiers. À la mort. Cible identifiée. Contre-templiers. Position 2, 4, 7, 10 mètres. Navire ennemi. Terminé. Contre-templiers. 3000 mètres. Nous avons subi des dégâts. Contrôle des
I do need to repair the torpedo tube. Okay, the island burned down, so I don't need torpedoes anymore. Let's extinguish that fire then. Oh, hello. The guns don't depress far enough. Torpedoes are already in the way. And I don't have enough crew anyways. The fire burned them all out. I don't really want to use my last backup on the Aigle for this match. Let's see what kind of bomber I get. Ooh, oh, torpedo Helldiver. Less perfect. What are the torpedo limits? Oh, quite good actually. I have and I don't like them. Because the destroyer tournaments are always the same. You either... Usually it's the Russian destroyers that go through to the finals. It's either you play the Russian destroyers or the American destroyers, nothing else. So they're boring as all hell. Okay, sunk, okay. Sadly leaves me with Frank Knox to try and torpedo. Or I strafe this PT boat. So strafing the PT boat it is. And the Douglas just missiles me.
This time, the enemy has proven stronger. With
The Douglas was at sea, that makes sense. Good chunk towards Milan. But I get the feeling I will not escape rank 2. Actually, I should. Wait, why did I research Milan? Yeah, no, Milan is the second rank 2. It's Le Malin, that's rank 3. Let's go for SAP and FP then. Yeah, I'll get Le Malin this stream, and I think that'll be it for tonight. And first off, let's expert crew this boat. How much SL did I get from that match? Looked like a decent chunk, yeah, that's 50k. Of course, those are with the Aigle, which is a premium. Before that, it's always 10k-ish. Earlier today, I was playing my battleships. So this is the Fuso. Granted, I do still have 3 repairs on Fuso. That's also around big numbers. Cruisers, again, around 50k, 30k. Ah, yeah, that was one where I barely did anything. Yeah, it all really depends on what kind of... In general, naval is really profitable for the Silver Lines. Especially with a premium account, of course. You think, what does a premium account do? It doubles a cell? Yeah, it doubles a cell. Now that I think of it, we actually haven't had this map yet today, have we? So let's showcase Franz Josef Land. The fortifications really don't amount to much. They're really easy to take out.
À vos postes de combat.
We are in a...
Tribord, tout.
what kind of match? Right up there. Okay, there's the fortification. You lock onto the fortification. This thing does weird stuff, but don't pay much mind to it.
Identifié.
I'm just going to turn broadside to get all guns on target. We are fully updated. So I'm locked onto the base. The guns are correct. And now I just lead for my speed. And you see all the... like, the way to knock out the base is just hit it. Anywhere. And after a while, it'll just be knocked out and lose all of the guns.
Cible identifiée.
I do need to hit the ground though, not the buildings.
À l'arrêt.
And there we go. And there goes the biggest naval base on this map. Destroyed with a few salvos of destroyer HE. Like, coastal artillery can one-shot a base, and a battleship salvo of HE can also one-shot a base. And yes, for some reason, you can be in a battleship on this map. Earlier when I was playing my Fuso, I got on this map several times. Which is really weird when you only have these two spawns for anything bigger than a coastal vessel.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 12 000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 6, 0. 10 000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position. 2, 6, 0. 9 000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 6, 0. 8 000 mètres.
Cible identifiée.
2, 6, 0.
Ooh, 2 Darings might actually not be a bad idea for British GDs.
Contre-torpilleur.
I used to do quite a few tournaments with a group of friends. The 5v5 coastal tournaments is what I used to do before. Back when the 5v5 coastals were generally just coastals. And then the meta, I think, was 3 Russian players and 2 Japanese players. So of course I just dusted off my Japanese coastal lineup. And that was good fun. Gives you a good chunk of golden eagles, a few boosters. The thing is though, the tournaments are not fun if you don't know the meta. Also, they can be kind of fun if you have a few friends to play. I have considered making videos on the naval tournaments, but it's really difficult to do that if you're participating in the tournament, because you also don't really want to give away your strategies. I think, yeah, me and a friend were actually considering like looking through tournament replays and casting them, which I think could be fun. I'll actually have to... Yeah. That reminds me, after tonight's stream, I need to make a YouTube post where I go over a few ideas of videos I might want to do. And for future streams as well. Just to see what the interest in them would be.
Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Rétablissez l'étanchéité. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 4, 0. 9 000 mètres. Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 6 000 mètres.
Yeah, naval tournaments, especially because naval tournaments are also kind of less populated than the other tournaments, are a pretty easy way to just trickle in golden eagles over time. Like one of the friends that I did tournaments with has not spent a single dime on War Thunder, yet through playing tournaments and collecting event vehicles and selling them on the marketplace, has premium. And several premium vehicles.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 8, 0. 6 000 mètres.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
Position. 2, 6, 0.
Cible identifiée.
Okay.
Contre-torpilleur.
2, 6, 0. 5
Let's knock out that naval base as well, if you can.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Also, at these kind of distances, not all the buildings render in. There we go. There we go, the entire naval base just rendered in. And now we just keep shooting. And there we go. A sample taxi service again.
À bâbord. Toutes. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 7
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Our victory's near.
Those Amaraks really are massive, but they're like barely poking above the waterline.
Cible presque touchée. Nous avons subi des dégâts. Cible presque touchée. Cible presque touchée. Gîte et perd de la vitesse. Frappe directe.
And now we just shell this smell from long range. And I hope Richie does the job.
Destroy the target. Thanks.
Enemy destroyer close in.
Moteur, pleine puissance. Tribord, tout.
À tribord, toutes, terminé. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire, terminé. Frappe directe.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord, terminé.
What boat is that? Can't quite identify it. There goes one of the Douglas missiles.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 2, 4, 0. 6000 mètres.
Thanks.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
2, 8, 0. 3000 mètres.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 6000 mètres.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
There's something over there.
0. 3000 mètres. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
There's the enemy Aigle.
Identifié.
I like these destroyers. I'm fine with the 138s. It's a rank 1 destroyer that I just don't like. That guy is trying to capture Bravo by the looks of it. I have this really awkward firing angle on him. Let's pre-turn the guns. Yeah, I can understand not liking the playstyle. It's a very... These French destroyers are a ship where you have to play them. Like you have to play to their playstyle, and it's not like they can play to your playstyle. If you catch my drift. The forts will hurt. If they hit you, they'll hurt. I do actually remind me, after I'm done with this battle, I have made some images, because I know what the armament of the forts are, and I'll show you. After this battle's over.
Cible identifiée.
I've been seeing quite a few Alwins, which is not a bad sign. Torpedoes in the water.
Barre à tribord.
And they look to be aimed at me.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Yeah, that's a lot of torpedoes in the water, actually. But he does not want to engage in a gun duel.
Cible touchée par
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant.
l'ennemi gicle et perd de la vitesse.
Moteur.
Au fond dangereux devant.
These icebergs actually stop me? Or they crack like the fishing boats? Don't know. But yeah, these naval bases are really easy to take out. Which to me feels a bit of a they really should not be that easy to take out. But oh well.
9000 mètres. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 180.
Par à bâbord. Tout.
Terminé.
Par au milieu du navire.
And I'm now being shot at by Frank Knox.
Barre à bâbord. Terminé. Contre-torpilleur. 5000 mètres.
The fire... Yeah, there's a fire on the turret. I'm gonna detonate and reveal soon, am I? The Yagomo just got sunk by the... Oh, it's 6 inches, is it? I thought it was 180. Damn, I was wrong.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Rétablissez
I misremembered it then. And that does explain it. I did think the 180 turrets were actually different. I need to change that image then.
Réparez les tubes lance-torpilles.
Battle bridge has been taken out, so I can't do anything about my navigation.
De réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant.
Poste de réparation. Barre endommagée. Appareil hors de contrôle.
Moteur.
Torpille prête. Torpille prête.
Oh, nice. Douglas just finished that guy off.
De réparation. Rétablissez l'étanchéité.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Tribord, tout. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 260. 3000 mètres.
That's one huge American flag.
Du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé. Tout le monde.
And there it goes, shrinking down to the normal size.
Torpilleur. À l'arrière.
Moteur à l'arrêt. Bâbord, tout.
There goes the Clemson.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
Faucon dangereux devant. Contre-torpilleur. 5000 mètres. Tout le monde. Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques. Ouais. Ennemi touché.
Oh, nowhere near it. I tried playing the Russian cruisers earlier and I was just not having fun.
Réfugiés, déteste la vitesse. Tout le monde. Nous avons subi.
It is on my list to do though for this week, getting the Bravi.
Cible touchée par les obus. Ouais. Cible détruite. Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 4000 mètres.
I'd rather they give the other nations anti-air missiles before giving the Russians even more. But yeah.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
That is a torpedo detonation.
Tout le monde. Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
And game over.
Ennemi en déroute. Annoncez la victoire au QG.
So I had several things to show, didn't I? First and foremost, the images, which were wrong, but oh well. Let me find it again. Just please do not mind the scuffed image editing. And let's see, can I show it to the stream? I should be showing it now. So the bases you have on the map, and you have a little mini-map up here. So you have a small base with 3 bunkers, each I think have 4-inch guns. So it's just these bunkers, that's all it fires. No, it's 3 times single 4-inch guns. It's just the spacing is a bit weird with this font, I'm very sorry. But it's 3 single 4-inch guns and like 1 in each of the things. Then can I go back? The medium base is just 5 of the same boxes. And you have 2 of them on either side. They're the ones further in the back on the minimap. And then the big base, which I was wrong about, is 4 bunkers of the 4-inch guns. Then these were not 180s, these are normal but Russian 6-inch guns. And 1 big ol' 11-inch gun turret. And no, you cannot use them. They're AI controlled. But yeah, if you're curious about what the bases are, these are the bases. So 1 large, or what I want to call large, at the southern end of the bases. 2 mediums at the back line. And 1 small in the coastal area. Oop, I need to actually click, there we go. Yeah, they do. They do hurt quite a bit. I'll go for speed upgrades first. And then survivability. I've said this multiple times before, but I do like the idea of submarines. I like the idea of pretty much any naval vessel being added. My personal take on how to add submarines being you add them to coastal trees, or at least to coastal battle ratings, and you only add submarines with deck guns so they can fight off coastal vessels, but coastal vessels can also fight submarines because most of them have depth charges. And if you want to up-tier a submarine, then you just can up-tier your own submarine. And if it's not 100% efficient, that's up to you. Although I do say that, but there does need, if you do up-tier a submarine, there does need to be some counterplay from bigger blue water vessels. Which I'm not quite sure about. You could, I guess, like equip the recon planes with depth charges. Would be cool. Instead of their teeny little bombs. But yeah. Yeah, that's it. And destroyers, of course, do have anti-submarine equipment of their own. Like, out of the big 2 ship types we don't have, the being submarines and carriers, submarines to me feel a lot more reasonable to add, or seem a lot more feasible to add, that's the word I was looking for.
Branle-bas de combat, tout le monde à son poste. Moteur, pleine puissance. À bord, tout.
À bâbord, tout terminé. Contre-torpilleur. À tribord, 11 000 mètres.
Branle-bas de combat, ennemi détecté. Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire, terminé.
Oop. I'm gonna run face first into this Moffat.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant, 10 000 mètres.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord, terminé.
And full speed ahead. I will say, because the French destroyers are quite large, They can push around the other destroyers a bit, so they can push through these bot hordes without too much trouble. Enemy de Guetroin. Looks like a bunch of Frank Knoxes. That's Yubari. Those are 2 Frank Knoxes. That is a... what is that British one called again? It's a battle class, but is it a Cadiz? That's the base, of course, but we don't really want to shoot that. Who to shoot? Probably the Cadiz. I need to aim much lower, because the closing rate is much faster than I think it is. That was a good hit. Seems there's not really that much of a closing rate anymore. Respectable 73 kilometers an hour is also always fun. I'll get me to the capture points pretty quick. I need to do some of these bases. It is a bit of a, yeah, kind of breaks your immersion quite bad, doesn't it? Every time you sink a PT, but it just flies into heaven.
Contre-torpilleur, à tribord, 6000 mètres.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord, terminé.
There's quite a few vehicles I'd like to see added, especially, again, I'm a Japanese man, there's a few Japanese vehicles I'd like to see added. Mainly the Oyodo. The Oyodo is one of the is on the top of my list of wishlist vehicles. Game modes? Night battles. I'd love to see development into night battles for naval. With star shells, searchlights, that kind of stuff. Other than that, I'm fine with how things are.
Contre-torpilleur, à bâbord, 7000 mètres.
We're ahead of the enemy.
À tribord, 5000 mètres.
Oh, another note as well for these bases. they have no anti-air cover. So if you manage to spawn into an aircraft, you can knock out these bases one by one, basically. French destroyers are fast. They're not the fastest. I think the Moskva, the Russian destroyer, is still the fastest destroyer in the game. The Japanese ship I was talking about, Oyodo, is a light cruiser. It's a light cruiser where they took 2 of the turrets after refitting the Mogami, so the 2 triple 155 turrets. And it has 2 turrets in the front, and that's it. Then it has a few dual 100mm for anti-air and a bunch of 25mm. But it was mainly a lead ship for submarine and destroyer groups. So it also had a small aircraft hangar. And I would love to see the Oyodo as a second 5-3 to have a lineup with the Agano. Because the Agano being the only 5-3 for Japan is just sad. The Japanese 100mm are pretty good as anti-aircraft guns in Japan. Especially with good crews. Which of course all my Japanese crews are level max. I'm running out of HE. There we go. No, Oyodo has 2. Oyodo only has 2 frontal turrets.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés, maintenant. Bâbord, tout.
À bâbord, toutes, terminé.
Yeah, when I talk 100mm gun, it's the same gun as Yakizuki. That's the gun you have to think of. The Russian 100mm is quite good as a dual-purpose gun too, but it's not quite the same as the Japanese 100mm. Just gonna sit in this cap and reload the HE. That is also a really good change they made. Reloading shells on capture points are a lot faster and a lot more evenly spread. Like, I don't know if you can see, but it's actually reloading like 10 HE, 10 HE again, and now it's going to reload 10 SAP, I think? Yeah, I actually shot through 10 SAP rounds already. Yep, more HE. Should reload another set of SAP soon. Yep, now it reloads SAP rounds. So that's a very nice change, nice quality of life change. The reloading on caps. I think it still does gun by gun though when it reloads the shell. Shells just does them in bigger batches. It is no problem. And depending on how far into fake ships they want to go, they could also add the Agano Kai, which is just an Agano but with a 4th turret. Oh, the Japanese seaplane tender is also interesting. Although, I used to like the idea of the seaplane tenders, especially since they have the 3 dual 140mm guns, like 3 turrets of the Ubari. But the 140mm gun is next to useless nowadays. I'd have to play the Z46. I don't have it yet. But it's also definitely a ship on the list to get. Because I never got the Z47. So it really should be a ship I need to get. That is a... I don't know if we have that prop on other maps, but I think we do. That's an interesting prop to see. That's dangerous.
Va au milieu du navire.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 7000 mètres.
I think by the time that thing fires upon me, I'll be out of its line of sight.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Between the two, Albing is probably still ever so slightly better. But I do like the look of the Z46 a lot. Yeah, same for me, McGrib. In general, I just want to see more boat. You cannot go wrong with more boat. There's the base. I need to sink that base.
And victory will surely be ours.
Barre à bâbord.
À bâbord. Tout. Terminé.
À l'arrêt. Barre à bâbord.
And the base is destroyed.
The Allied forces have captured a zone. Thank you.
Moteur à l'arrêt. Cible identifiée. Croiseur léger.
Like, another thing I genuinely hope they do again is, for the love of God, give us another blue water vessel for a battle pass reward. Please.
4000 mètres.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Nope, that's you, Barry.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Although I will say, the coastal rewards for the battle pass have been pretty good. Like, there have been pretty good premiums. Like the Zippo, the PR-183 of the Grad launcher on the back, and even the current S701. All fun and even good premiums. Especially the 183 of the Grad. And the S701 is surprisingly good as well.
Cible identifiée.
But I just want more blue water ships.
Position 200. 5000 mètres.
Paper well, the thing is, I only know of two,
4000 mètres.
only one ship of each type. The paper destroyer would be Kitakaze, which I think wouldn't be much better than the Akizuki, although with more torpedoes. And I think Ibuki, which of course is a quote-unquote paper heavy cruiser, it got laid down as a heavy cruiser but then converted into a carrier. And the Ibuki is just basically a Mogami, but with 100mm anti-air, I think.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
I just want more ships. You cannot just never go wrong with more ships.
Ennemi touché. Cible touchée par les obus. L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Yeah, the Ibuki would be cool to see.
De réparation. Commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
À tribord. 8000 mètres.
Moteur. À tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé. Ennemi détruit. Bravo.
Moteur à l'arrêt. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
It's also a big shame that the EC we saw added this update, was not the EC with the carrier deck on the back. Or well, the hangar on the back. Even if it didn't have any strike aircraft on it, just seeing that version of it would be much cooler. Nope, there it goes, the
Vaisseau ennemi.
Fletcher.
L'ennemi gîte.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
3000 mètres. Nous avons subi des dégâts. Vaisseau ennemi coulé.
The Ise, the recent battleship that got added, right? The same class as the Hyuga. Late in the war, both ships of that class got converted where the rearmost 2 turrets got removed, and instead a big aircraft hangar with catapult facilities got added. And they were basically converted into battleship aircraft carriers, and it did carry strike aircraft, although mostly reconnaissance aircraft.
Cible identifiée. Bombardier.
Position 8-0.
But it's a really, like, if you look it up, it's so IGN Ise aircraft carrier conversion or carrier conversion.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Sadly, I don't think Gaijin will ever make refits modifications. With the Japanese tree, we pretty much have the precedent that refits will never be modifications. Because if that was the case, then the Furutaka and the Mogami class would have modifications for their refits instead of completely different ships.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
And I'm fine with refits not being modifications.
Barre à tribord. Terminé.
Although I do understand the appeal of having like more anti-aircraft guns being added as a modification.
Zone de combat dégagée. Mission terminée.
And there we have it, Milan. Or Milan. I don't know, I just barely speak French. You can replace the reserve. No sample text. The one you're thinking of is Takao, with specifically Maya, where they removed one of the... Hold on. Let me just research Marceau next. And get some of these modifications done. And I'll show you what you're thinking of. And barely couldn't spade it. For Japan, it is a ship class similar to the Miyoko, but it's a Takao class, where they basically removed this turret here, added some dual 5-inch guns, and just lots more anti-air. That would be a very cool ship to see, the Maya. And the EC I'm talking about is of course this ship. So they removed the rear 2 turrets, made the entire rear of the ship a hangar, and some catapult facilities on top of that hangar. It's been much cooler fit to see. I don't, because it's the French ships, isn't it? And I can't test sail any of them yet. We should check, do these... Which one starts having the scout plane? Jeanne d'Arc doesn't, does it? No. That'll be for another day. Probably Friday. I'll be playing some more tomorrow, I'll be playing some more Friday. And I'll see what I can do by then. But this is going to be the end of tonight. And what was I going to say? So yeah, the French 3. Whilst being quite bare, I am a fan of it. But it's a bit difficult. I'm definitely going to have to see how the cruisers and battleships fare, but it's a bit difficult. On Friday, I'm going to play the other ships. Mainly grinding the Ise to recomplete my Japanese collection. So there's going to be a lot of Fuso on Friday. And that's about it. I'll make a YouTube post about some future plans for the channel. And I think I'll be seeing you all back on Friday. So, as usual, thank you all for watching. And again, I'll see you on Friday.